It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another new edition of Paranormal Cryptid Rabbit Holes with Grizzly and Psychic Medium Sonya. Hello, Gigi. Hello, Crazy Witch. Hello, everybody. So let me rearrange our Hollywood squares here. There we go. Oh, it's a little bit better. Yeah. So what's going on with you tonight, Sonya? How are you?
Not too shabby. I've been at my neighbor's house cleaning the pool for them, so I can have free range of it this summer.
Interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
got to talking with my neighbor. We were talking about like portals and rabbit holes and things like that. And we was going down a little rabbit hole about like times you're not supposed to be in the woods, you know, feelings and times that, you know, that we've been in the woods where we knew we weren't supposed to be in the woods, and, you know, different sinkholes and, you know, how things resonate around a lot of weird sinkholes around here.
Well, tell me, because I don't know, because I always have those feelings.
Yeah. Well, I guess, you know, well, the call of the void always happens, you know, you get around something like a pit, and you start thinking like, you know, pit ideas, like I could fall in this pit. And this is a pit. I wonder if anybody's fallen in this pit. I wonder if what's at the bottom of this pit. You know, so pits resonate weird energy with people already, like just in general. But like around here, you know, we have a lot of sinkholes. We're on a lot of caverns and a lot of, you know, a lot of mining going on underground that, you know, suspicious. a
Right.
lot of weird stuff going on around here, like, you know, in the woods. And there's just always like, I guess, this weird eerie feeling around the sinkholes and the like the weird springs and ponds, you know, around here. So I don't know.
It is. Now, I
Omni.
know because I lived out in the country, right? Now I moved back to the country. I know what sinkholes are, and those are kind of creepy. So,
Well,
because they do give
you don't know
you,
you don't know what's in it. You don't know why it opened up. You don't even know if it's a sinkhole or a cave. I mean, technically it depends on. I mean, what really makes one or the other? Because a sinkhole is just an opening of what could be a cave, you know, a cave system. So it
well,
could go
here in
further than you
Kentucky,
think.
we have mammoth caves that run throughout. Do have the fault line, right? That runs through Kentucky. So, yes,
Well, I've been in let's see, was it Crystal Caves, Indiana?
yes.
Yeah, where me and my dad we took a semi truck into the side of a mountain there and went like 5 miles into this mountain. Like this wasn't okay. So what was weird about this place? First off, when we got into it, it shut down our signal from our cell phones, our satellites, everything. And there was cars parked everywhere, right? There was a little like gas station, shop, like restaurant, cars parked in it. You could hear people talking. You could hear kids giggling. There wasn't a soul in this town. I'm talking about not a soul. And we were supposed to be going to a food distribution center, right? And this food distribution center was supposed to be just in the middle of this town, but we couldn't find our way around this little bitty town that has nobody in it. You can hear people, there's cars, there's just nobody there. My dad sent me in this like the store, the little restaurant, to get directions, and nobody was there. And as we were getting back in the truck ready to pull off, this Jeep come out of this like side road. It looked like a driveway, but it was like, you know, this is a dirt road cut off into the woods. And these two guys get out and there's like, "You looking for the food distribution center?" Yeah, that's a good
Now
guess.
that's something out of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. So it gets wilder, right? So we get up, they tell us how to get up there, right? We pass this school. Again, there is the only other person besides, you know, the people that were at the place when we got there. Those two guys who told us how to get there was when we left, there was a man on a bicycle who looked like homeless. And that's the only way to put it. He looked like, you know, like he traveled a lot, like on his bike with a backpack kind of thing. And he was the only other person we seen. But like when we get up to this food distribution center, we finally make our way up to it. We get to the gate, and there's like one single guy at this gate. And he comes out and he's got like the blue jeans on, the black shirt tucked in, the nice haircut, the very militant type, stance about him. And inside his little guard shack, with him just by himself in this little guard shack, there are AK-47s all around this little guard shack.
What?
And, yeah. Yeah. If my dad wasn't dead, I wouldn't tell nobody this story. Yeah. But he's gone now, so, but anywho, he signs us in and he's like, he's asking who's in the truck, who am I? And I was like, I'm his kid, and he was like, okay. And like, he's like, well, you're going to go over here and you're going to meet this guy. And he's in one of those little, like, operating center trucks that, that the trucks follow, the semi trucks follow in and out of like operation centers or whatever. And he's like, you'll follow him and, he'll show you where to go. Easy peasy. I was like, okay. So we get through the gate, which is already like, you're already on like kind of high alert, like, cause this is a food distribution center, but we're here to drop off a load of stuff. Like, and when we get our paperwork back from the guy at the thing, we realized that this wasn't a food distribution center. We had a load of MREs that was going in. If we'd only known sooner. Yeah. So we get to these, it's the side of this mountain and it's just mountain, just big, huge mountain. And there's these huge like garage doors, one right after another, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's like, pull up to the second one. You're going to go in, you're going to follow us. And we were like, okay. So we follow this little truck, like 5 miles into the side of this mountain. And you could go by these rooms. And as far as you could see into these rooms, there were just rows and rows and rows of boxes and room after room after room after room. 5 miles we traveled and they were still digging it out. And that was back in like 2008, 2000. Yeah.
What state was this?
It was Crystal Caves, Indiana, I believe. I believe it was Indiana. Like I had to look on a map, but it's Crystal Caves. I know that's what it's called. I don't know. Yeah, it's in Indiana. I get it marked on the map.
It's weird because there's a significance with that resonating. We'll explain about that later. That's weird.
Yeah.
That blows my mind because there has been some theories about something around that area. Man, if we get zapped tonight, ladies and gentlemen, my show disappears and we're gone. Grizzly loves you all. Just let you know.
I took a video. It's on. If I'm not mistaken, like I still have the cell phone that the video's on. Like I still have the charger for it and everything. It's my old Envy. Like I'm a hoarder, but like I still have like I took a video and I was like I probably shouldn't take these videos, but I took video. Because it was just, to me, it was, though, I don't know, it was like something you see off a movie. But in my mind, I was thinking, there was probably a lot of people who donate to these, like, at the time, 2008 was going through a lot of stuff. There was war, there was this, there was that, and there was just, we're still going through a lot of stuff. But at the time, that survival instinct, the lady was said, shh. No. They know who I am.
Well, they do now, ladies and gentlemen.
They already did, I promise. Wow. I am my daddy's daughter.
Golly.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. We went like 5 miles in there and turned around and came back out. And like I said, when we came out, our satellite was still, we didn't know, we couldn't get phone service. The phones didn't work. Like, and his truck's satellite didn't work. None of it worked. And it was just, the radio wouldn't work. There was no, but again, we pulled over to the side of the road right outside of the town. And again, I saw the man on the bike and you could just hear the kids laughing, like kids playing in a park sound, like kids were at school or something. You could hear people talking and there was nobody around. It was just like this fake little town they had around this distribution.
I was going to say,
center.
it sounds like a fake town.
It was a fake town. There was nobody in that restaurant. There was cars everywhere. There was nobody there. And the only 2 other people besides the guard in the guard shack and the guy driving the truck, you know, and the guy that was working inside, or the guys working inside, was those two guys who came out of this little side road out of the woods. And what was so crazy about it was like we were sitting there for a minute and I got freaked out because of, you know, like I'm in different places and this place is really weird, but I thought I saw Bigfoot because there was something in the tree beside me and it was like it just got like a glance of it and it looked like it ducked behind the tree and I was like, what was that? And I saw it again and I was like, wait a minute. And it was small, you know, it wasn't something big. I just got like a glance of something, you know, there. And it was a groundhog. Did you know groundhogs can climb trees really well? They're one of the, they're one of the best tree climbers I've ever seen. Yeah. They're like a squirrel. And they call them or like groundhogs. That don't make any sense to me. But anyway, I found out that day that like groundhogs can climb trees and that it wasn't Sasquatch, you know, I thought it was being watched, but the men come out of the woods there, you know, just out of nowhere, out of this what looked like a driveway, but you could tell it was like it was like a service road in a national park kind of like vibe, you know. Wasn't no mailbox or anything. They just come out of nowhere, and they knew exactly where we needed to go. You know, I guess there are not that many deliveries in town that would need that. I mean,
That is strange.
it was really weird.
You know, that brings us to another question. What about all these cryptid sightings? What do you think about all that's going on in the world right now? What do you think's causing all that?
The energy shift. There's a giant energy shift
So all
everywhere.
the psychics are talking about that. Explain. Elaborate on that.
Well, for one thing, and I'm gonna we have went into what they call the age of Aquarius. So our solar system is inside of itself, spinning, moving through the universe, right? And at certain times, our galaxy gets into certain like constellations, and when we get into a certain constellation, we usually come out of it. And in the last few hundred years, you know, every time that there is a reset in like, or every couple thousand years, when there's a reset in society, like the fall of the Roman Empire, things like that, it's always during the age of Aquarius. And we're in the age of Aquarius this year. The difference in the age of Aquarius is the age of Aquarius usually lasts a couple thousand years or something, or a couple hundred years or something like that. I am totally misquoting that off my game tonight. But it lasts just for a couple thousand years. This time, going into the age of Aquarius, we're going to be in it for 20,000 years. And we're not coming out of it. And, you know, Aquarius, and if you think about what the Aquarius stands for, they're water bearers. A lot of people think water translates back to God. Without water, none of us could live. You know, we ourselves are made of water. I mean, there's just a lot to it. I don't know.
AI was released today to the public. Did you know that?
The what?
AI, artificial intelligence, was released to the public today.
Yay, the Terminators are coming.
But we talked about this, you know, about cryptids on another show, about the abundance, right? You know, okay, yeah, so I get it that we're encroaching on people's land. But we also talk about the demonic aspects of it. And I think we talk about this off the air. You know, can Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, Yowie, whatever you want to call it, can it be taken over by a demonic spirit?
I don't think anything that vibes like a Sasquatch does. I don't know. It's so. I think you have to believe in demons for them to.
Well, if you believe in good, you have to believe in evil.
Well, Sasquatches. I mean, you thinking they're out there thinking about good and evil? They're out there like, you know.
Well,
I mean,
you gotta have, if you got good ones, you gotta have bad ones. We hear about the bad ones.
We know that people have bad experiences, and there's good and bad people. I mean, that's just the way the universe works. So whether it could take you over or not would be the whether you believe in it or not. Because the only way a demon can take you over anyway is if you let it. And if you're not worried about the demons taking you over, they're not going to bother you because you don't even know they exist. I mean, and when you're treated like a demon your whole life, you're probably going to not even pay attention to something trying to get in because you yourself walk in the shadows.
So you say it's possible.
I don't know what I said. I don't know.
So we
we talked
know that
about this
animals
before.
can be possessed. We know humans can be possessed. We know that for a fact.
Well,
We've seen it. It's been documented.
would you call just being like, I mean, anytime a lion attacks a human being after, or like, like let's say it's a zoo lion, and it's used to people and it attacks somebody, does that make it possessed at that moment? Or does that just make it a wild animal or a wild creature that got upset and just snapped? I mean,
No, you're deflecting the question.
I'm asking questions to find out answers. I'm just
So
asking. Does that
the
mean
question
how would
is
you feel about
no.
that?
And
Because how do we?
Scarborough, answer me this. Scarborough, do you think Dog Man or Bigfoot can be possessed by Satan or demon? Yes or no, Scarborough? Yes, yin and yang, good and evil. You have to have knowledge that there may be Bigfoot or bad Bigfoot predators plus Sasquatch helping humans. So there are theories out here, ladies and gentlemen. Scarborough says yes. There are theories, ladies and gentlemen, and Sonya, that our government, right, and world organizations are working with Nephilim to work underground against godly powers to rule the world. Now, we can name organizations, we can name the Hollywood things, whatnot, but these cryptids, right, that keep popping up. Now, we know that they exist, that people do not want to acknowledge. The government does not want to acknowledge, but they do know. You know they exist because you have them. Now, you have a pleasurable experience. So, how would you define your experience compared to everybody else's? Now we're going to compare apples to apples, right? So, my thing is what are their purposes here on Earth? Why are they here?
I mean, there's a lot of theory to why they're here. Some people say that they themselves are just creatures that weren't supposed to be here, that their planet was destroyed, and that they came here looking for,
Refuge. That is correct.
that's
I
right.
heard that theory.
And I mean, that could be it. I mean, how do we know that we're not just a planet of already kidnapped aliens from other planets that have just been dumped here to see how they all thrive in an environment together? We don't know.
Okay.
We could
So,
get really deep with this.
yeah, we can. That's why it's called Paranormal Crafted Rabbit Hose
No,
with Grizzly and
yeah,
Psychic
yeah.
Me and Sonya, right? So we're going to go down some holes that people are probably going to go like, what the hell? Now, but let's stop and think about this, ladies and gents, okay? Let's really stop and think about this. Now, she says, and a cycle of Aquarius, okay? Now, she knows more about this than I do. That's evidently, okay? Does she vibe a lot higher than myself? Yes. Can she do things that I cannot? Yes. Okay. Does she have abilities that I do not? Yes. Can she sit there and go in my mind and know everything? Yes. All right. Now, I'm not saying, Lady Wolf, the military doesn't groom the cryptids. Now, let's use this for an example. The rake. Now, how far back does the rake go documentation wise or documented? Okay. Now we can look at the rake two different ways. Now we can look at the rake as one way, that it's been a creature, right, that has always been around mankind and that it's never been documented and we didn't know how to document it or whatnot, but it's kind of far-fetched, right? Because anything that's been around, it's usually been documented on a map by the seamen, documented in history by a traveler or explorer, somehow, some way, shape, fashion, pictoglyph, hieroglyph, stone tablets, whatever. It's been documented. Okay. So, yes. So, we got
So
that
how
point.
do we know that the creatures that are documented, because when translation comes back, when people translate things get lost in history because things don't translate right. So documentations of some creature called something else could totally be a rake and it not be called a rake in another culture and it date back further than you think.
Well, with
I mean, depending
technology,
on the
I
Sasquatch.
would say we would have some type of documentation. But let's say you're right. But let's say, however, let's put that on the back burner for a minute. So we're going to use the rake as an example. Now, because this got brought up on another show of ours. Now, what is one thing that ruins all humanity and mankind? What is the worst thing against every human? Is what?
Do you mean like in general?
Yeah, in general. What is everybody afraid of? Fear, right?
Well,
Okay.
obviously.
Now, we're not going to get biblical here, but we're going to get biblical to a certain extent. So, demons and demonic things feed on fear, negative energy, right? Negative energy. Okay. So, now in telekinesis, now this is your realm. Now, what is telekinesis? The people that don't know.
The power to be able to communicate through the mind without speaking, and also, and somewhat like some theories, being able to move things and move yourself through the universe with your mind.
So you basically move objects, right? Move objects, move things, bend forks, whatever, however you want to call it. All right, we got that out. Right. Great,
The power of the
Gigi.
mind to move things with the mind.
All right, there we go. We got it out. Now, if you don't know what a rake is, Google it. It's freaky. She's seen one. Yes.
Well, I didn't know
And
it was
positive.
at the time. Like,
All right.
and it's weird. It's just, I mean,
So we all watch horror movies, right? We all seen them. And we all know that the demon, right, the demonic, feeds off our fear. And whatever we fear, right, is our worst enemy. So what I'm saying is, yes, Scarborough, we got to think positive, but kinetics is movement. Thank you. Okay, yes. Now, well, so if we are fearing something or our own encounter, right, and evil picks up on that fear and projects that, we can also manifest that, can we or can we not?
well, yeah, I mean, your mind is your worst enemy when it
Okay,
comes
so
to that.
so that's a yes.
And your own demons mess with you.
No,
And only
wait a minute.
like,
There
and
we
I,
go.
I'm
So,
with you on that because like the
so
only
that
person
okay,
that can
hold
mess
up.
with you, huh?
We're on a trial, and this is a court of law. It's a yes or no. It's not a okay. So you answer that question. So now we know we can manifest things. I know.
Okay.
All right. We got that point. Now, see, we're making a little statement here.
I don't know
So,
what. Yeah, sure.
so we know that
I don't know.
humans can manifest things upon themselves. Is that correct?
I don't think,
Positive or negative?
I don't wait. Are you saying that you cast demons out on other things, or that
I didn't say
you?
demons. I'm saying we can manifest things positive or negative on ourselves.
Well, yeah,
Okay. Now,
manifestation.
there we go. That is correct. Now, with that being said, we already established that human beings can either cause havoc to themselves or make positive vibes for themselves, right? We established that, correct?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what.
Okay. Now, with somebody with fear like me, can cause things in the studio to manifest themselves as well. Project things, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can make things to manifest itself or magnify, right? Magnify something that may be there, but not as well as it's happening as it does live on the air in front of everybody.
Feeding the fear, right?
There we go. Okay. Now, what's your question?
I don't remember.
Oh, damn it. That's not good. But so what I'm saying is, using the rake for an example, I think this is my belief that man, woman, however you want to say it, manifested that cryptid. I don't think that cryptid was born out of this realm. I think that somebody conjured it up in their manifestation of their negativity, and that's how it was born upon this earth. That is my belief. Does that make sense?
It could, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it does make sense to what you're saying, yeah.
Now, with that being said,
Think there would be
now
a lot
when it
more
comes to
monsters out
Bigfoot,
there.
Bigfoot has been documented from beginning of time, cave paintings, right?
Right?
Dog man, Look at the Egyptians. They worship the dogs and all that stuff, the
And the
dogs
big
and
cats too. They love the
yes,
cat and the dog. I
yes.
know. And they're supposed to be, and there's rumors of them being alien-like creatures too, that came from,
So Gigi says, why
wherever.
did God put us on a planet with demons? I don't understand this because a planet wouldn't drop off kids at the daycare if they knew there was a killer working there. So Gigi, in Genesis, okay, it states God created everything seen and unseen. Now, God did not create evil forces that Satan or demonic spirits do or feeds off of. That's two different things. So, Lady Wolf, energy focus, that is correct. Luna, we create what we fear. That is correct. During Hollywood movies, don't we do that? If we're afraid of spiders, what do we are afraid of in movies? Big spiders, right? Snakes, things that go bump in the night. You see where I'm saying? Scarborough, that's why we have a circle of protection. Anubis, all right. Whatever you're afraid of, all right. Now, Bigfoot and Dogmen are for
Is
a
the
time
dog
eternity on planet
Egyptian thing
Earth.
that you're
Now,
talking
Rake
about.
is either an alien or conjured up by evil. That's my point, Scarborough. Now, with that being said, here's my position that I was talking to her off air. If Bigfoot, let's say, is like man, because there shows a very intelligent sign. Now, for the ones that did not watch the video, we have a video that allegedly shows something cloaking in the background. Correct? We saw that video. We replayed it over and over, like Predator. Now, why is it when you say we're in a set of Aquarius, right? 20,000 years, 200 years, whatever.
The age of Aquarius, yes.
Right. So now, why is it? And I asked somebody this 3 times in the past week and a half, and nobody can answer me this. Why is it that every time that I look back on history, what happened to everybody?
You mean in
They got
general?
wiped
Like
out.
what happened to these
The
groups of people?
civilizations. Yes, the civilizations. They got wiped out.
Yeah.
Are we next?
And it's not exactly that they were wiped out. A lot of them were
Where'd they go?
well, a lot of civilizations. I mean, we lost a lot of history during the Crusades when the Catholics decided to go in and just wipe all the history out in the world. We did lose a lot of history and the things that happened. And then again, what did happen? Who got to write what happened? Who wrote down what happened? I mean, did people write down?
But it stopped. But it stopped. That's my point. So we have documentation on each civilization, and it just like disappears. And this is like, now, ladies and gentlemen, I am a history buff, right? I may not know everything, but I know if you do not learn history, it does repeat itself. Am I right or am I wrong? Yes.
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's what the thing about history, though. Then,
So
if you really want to, if you're a real big history buff, then you would know that the Bible's not even a complete set of things, and referencing the Bible is just a piece of like that. The Christian religion
hey, you said it.
itself.
I didn't.
The Christian religion
The
itself,
Bible was transferred in the 4th century by the Romans.
and it's translated horribly. Also, it's
That
read
is correct.
horribly. It is
And we
not
can talk about the book of
complete.
Enoch and the other books that were taken out by men back then. Yes, by man.
And
Okay.
there's so many civilizations out there, like the Sumerians and all them, that there was so much history there. And where did it go? And I mean, who has the most of the history and who keeps it in their basement? Catholic Church.
But this is before that they were even evolved. This is before Christianity. This was before God. That's my point.
I mean,
it seems like every couple of thousand years, it's something like resets.
That's the age of Aquarius.
Okay. Now
it's happened like every time like there's a reset, it's usually during the age of Aquarius. And our timeline with how many years have really passed is so messed up. Like it's not even the same timeline that people use. So saying it was a couple 100 years here, could be a couple more 100 years over here. So people count their years differently, and stuff gets messed up, and the timeline's not even right. I mean, it's really not.
Well, I don't disagree with you with that, but think about this. All right. Now we established a baseline so far, roughly an average baseline. Okay. Now we know that Bigfoot exists. We know that because we have videos. You see them. We have people that see them. I've got evidence that they're there myself. We've got whatever video, recordings, tree knocks, wood knocks, glyphs, whatever you want to call it. We've got that, right? Yes, we do. But why are they here? Are we the ants on the ant farm? Are we the ones that are being played with? Are we the ones that are being toyed with?
I think, okay, so I have a couple different theories with just the way things are. I mean, I guess everything has to, I don't know. You know what? I was getting deep. There's a couple different theories as to why like a lot of people are here. They say that man is like, if you think about it in a quantum thing, time doesn't exist. So time outside of being here on Earth is different when you're in the universe, right? So, and some people are, the human race is supposed to be a new race of people, like a new race of like beings, you know, and with the free will that they have, you know, and the fact that they're so, I would say, gullible to things, you know, they just believe anything. They'll believe anything. With them being such a young race of like creatures or like, you know, species of beings, you know, they're just here like trying to like figure it all out, and they haven't yet. And a lot of people are here, I think, and a lot of things are going around us are here to help them be able to evolve.
All right. Now, I'm not here to embarrass you by any means because I love you to death, baby. Okay. Now, Atlantis. What is Atlantis? You know what Atlantis is,
Yeah,
right?
the lost city of Atlantis.
Now, what was Atlantis supposed to be known for?
Like how smart they were.
And technology, right?
Right. Well, yeah.
Way far advanced than us. Now,
If
if
you
we
look,
go back 120, let's just say 130 years from today, look the hell the way we were living.
we've been lied to. We've been here before. We've had more than just this. We're in an age of take, and not give anything back to the earth. Like we are destroying the earth and just making a bunch of crap and not living the way we're supposed to. And we've been here before. We've done this before. We've been wiped out over and over again. I mean, if we look at it in a
Did
general
you just hear
aspect
what
of
you just said?
yeah.
We've been wiped out over and over again. So it's
Yes,
just our time to be
and
wiped out again.
and we're trying to get it, and that's why I think the human race is trying to get it right. And a lot of us are here. I think some of us are star seeds that are here trying to help the human race get it right. And some of us, that's why a lot of us don't feel at home here. That's why we feel like we have to help people, but we don't even feel at home here ourselves. We don't even feel like people around us get us, but we're here to help them anyway. And it's a really like tough thing to like deal with, you know, but I think it's like, you know, it's all theory, but it calls to a lot of us like that. And a lot of us believe that we're star seeds and that we're here to help humanity get to a place where they're not trying to nuke each other, and they're not just fighting over food and water, and everybody's not just greedy and over what?
Then what is
To
Bigfoot?
keep the rich rich and keep the poor poor and the dead, you know, dead, and the population down.
Then what is Bigfoot?
Bigfoot's, I don't know. I think he was just here vibing. Like he's just, I think okay, so if you want to go back to Bigfoot, okay, there's the theory. Again, we go back to where did we come from? So there's a lot of theory that we came from the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki come from this planet Nubis. They came down here and they created man. They used themselves as a vessel, and they took something from the earth and used like DNA from it and their DNA and mixed it together and created human life. And at the time, I mean, you have all these different these different links of monkeys. Well, you had Homo erectus or Homo, you know, whatever the hell. Sorry,
Okay.
whatever it's called. how do we know that they didn't use the monkey that was here on Earth and use their DNA, combine those two DNAs, created humans? So the missing link to Sasquatch is just our cousin. It's just
Well,
a theory.
I thought they debunked that. I thought they said that we didn't come from monkeys. I could be wrong. Fact checker out there,
I
somebody
said
check me.
monkeys. Okay, so they said we didn't come from monkeys, but if monkeys
from
were going to
apes.
evolve, they would already
Sorry,
been
apes.
evolved. Those are monkeys. Sasquatch is not a monkey. Sasquatch is not a gorilla. But we're just
Well, that's
one
what I'm
step away
saying.
on the evolution chain. I mean, it's just
So,
we're cousins.
so what really got me thinking about this, ladies and gentlemen, is that Mike the other night, Sonya,
And this
was
is just a
saying that
theory.
how
I'm
he
just
was
telling.
right. No, we're just talking out loud. We don't know anything. We're just talking. Then
Mhm.
Mike was having an interaction with this juvenile. Remember the juvenile female Bigfoot, right? That we were like, what? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but what was weird that his friend was so amazed that he was communicating with this female juvenile Sasquatch inside of his tent, talking to it. Hey,
Yeah.
girl, it's okay. Keep trying to do those hoot sounds, those howl sounds. Ow. You're horrible, but you're gonna get better. I mean, this is like this
He's
is
so
something that you're
crazy.
like, you're just no way. This is a conversation. And his buddy's like, this is not happening. So he pulls out his cell phone and he hits the record button to record the conversation. And as soon as he does this, ladies and gentlemen,
What?
that female's like, screw you. You're not recording this. I'm out of here. She takes off and she doesn't come back each time that they go to record it, or he does. Now, Mike does not know at this time that his buddy is trying to record this conversation. So he doesn't know what's going down. So she gets mad, doesn't come back for weeks, remember? So now, how do they know that was going on? How does that animal, creature, whatever know that? Just like that lady, she would hide. And I've got, ladies and gentlemen, I've got tons of these. That is me knocking stuff all over my studio. I've got all kinds of these little digital recorders. I got different makes, models. I got some are 50, $300, whatnot. Man, and people will hide these on their property. And they will come up and they will turn them off, ladies and gentlemen. They will not drain the batteries.
Well,
They
I
will
mean,
not smash them. Ladies and gentlemen, they will turn them off and put them back. Now, with that being said, now if this doesn't trip you or blow you away, okay, and this one lady will take these and put them out on her campsite, and they got so mad at them from leaving these around, they confiscated the sons of guns, and they said, screw you people. When you go to leave, you can have them. And the day before they left, right before they packed up, they would appear. Hey, you're leaving. You can have them back. Bye. Don't forget your recorders. Now, what in the hell would do that? Now, let me flip you back. Let's play
why
Hollywood
wouldn't they do
Squares.
that though? I mean, wouldn't you do that if somebody came in and left a bunch of cameras around your house and tape recorders? I'd be like, no.
These things are small.
They're
I had a guy that used Gorilla Tape and taped one to a road sign next to the set of woods. And for hours, they tried to knock it off that sign with rocks. Only thing you heard was dink, 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 donk, dink, dink, rocks being thrown at this, trying to knock this tape recorder off the sign. Now, what in the right mind would know what is attached to that sign? Explain that to me. That's the problem I'm having. Now, you would have told me 20 years ago, Sasquatch, I would have said it was a stupid, ignorant ape creature running around the woods, ignorant. Now, I have no idea what to say. All these encounters people are having.
like with the frequency though, like anytime you turn electronics on, it resonates a frequency. Dogs can hear dog whistles. We can't really hear them, but they're there, they
Okay, I'll buy
bark.
that.
And
I'll buy that.
gorillas have like super, super good hearing, and smell. Like, so I would say, like, you never know. I mean, they should be able to pinpoint it. If it can use vibration to cloak or whatever it's using energy to cloak, it should be able to pinpoint anytime there's a piece of technology out, you know, or a piece of like something that's that's electronic.
Okay, I can buy that. All right, yeah. So I got EMF detectors. All right, I got that. So yeah, but I had one of these, and they can find it.
Well, how
Okay,
do you know
now
they're not watching you?
dogs
If
with
you're
dope.
outside
Okay, I
where
can buy
they
that.
okay, if you're outside close enough to where you're going to be near them, they can see you. They know you're there. They're not dumb. They can watch you. I mean, I'm not saying that people that do that are dumb, you know, for doing it but the Sasquatch can watch you. He knows what you're up to. They
So
know
you're
what you're up
saying
to. They know
Sasquatch
what
watches me
they know your
100% of the
intentions.
time?
Like they're
Yeah,
more than just
now explain that. Now you're a psychic medium. Everybody tells me, Grizzly, they know your intentions. Leave that gun in the car. They know when you pack that gun.
they
They
can.
do.
But
How
that's
do
the
they know
thing.
that
If
though?
you are a high vibrational being or a high vibrational like creature, I'm sorry, you're going to be able to feel those frequencies off of anybody. I can walk as an empath just as a person. And this is just as us. We're just reawakening now. They've been in the forest this whole time, vibing to themselves, doing whatever they do this whole time. Man itself is just now waking up again to know that we have these powers and that we can vibe this high. And now that we are waking up and realizing this, well, I mean, we're realizing there's the things around us. I mean, and they've been vibing this whole time, so of course they're vibing higher than we are. So
Then what about Dogman?
Dogman too. All of them. They all run on same frequencies because they're like, you know,
So
there's
what's
there's
really
a there's an
interesting,
there's an energy that runs through the forest. It runs through the trees, the earth, everything, all of us. Then that same energy, it is more the energy is higher in the woods. So if you live in the woods, you are going to, if you appreciate it, if you're in the woods a lot, especially barefoot, if you go out and you just hug the trees and really just sit with the trees, you pick up that energy. So
I'm afraid to
imagine
hug a
living
tree
in,
anymore. After watching
people
that
don't live
video,
in trees anymore. They live in houses and stone and dead trees, you know, and they surround themselves with all this, you know, we're not really in the forest. Even me myself, I live in the woods, but I don't live in the woods. I can imagine if I spent like a year just in the forest living in the land, how high I could vibe. And you know, and again, they've been doing this for forever. And of course they're going to be able to use those energies and things that we're just now comprehending, you know.
so Gigi, they must have telepathy. Telepathy. Listen to me, telepathy. So, do you believe in
They are
that?
telepathic.
Because
I do believe that.
yeah, because everybody says they mind speak. Even Scarborough, he even talks about it.
It
So,
and again, I think, and we talked about like last night getting zapped in the woods. Me and my neighbor talked about it today. He's had a couple episodes like that where, you know, or
she's
just been
talking
like,
about infrasound, ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen.
infrasound, that's it. Like, and is that frequency that they hit you with, does it connect you with them? I mean, are you connected? Um, yeah, so like if it connects you with them and you have this like high vibration with them, or if you can connect yourself with them just being there again with your intentions and them knowing you and you know them. And it's so hard to explain. It's just like when you walk up to a person and you feel like you've known them forever, and you know, it's that same connection that you have with certain people that, you know, I don't know. I think they just know your intentions. Of course, they can read your mind. Animals are always the first to know about you. If your dogs don't trust somebody, don't trust that person.
That is the old saying. Yes, crazy
It's
witch.
mostly
Yeah.
true. Like my dogs, I have a couple dogs and they've only bitten a couple people. Like they don't bite anybody, but they bit a couple people, and those people probably were more well deserved of it than, yeah.
So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. It's just interesting because, watching that video, in interviewing and being out in the woods and seeing what I saw and encountering what everybody's witnessed and reliving their encounters over the years and dealing with people with abilities and, you know, I don't know. It's like something like a light bulb went off. It's like, what is the purpose? What is our purpose?
I mean,
You know,
I don't know. I
I
never
don't know
really,
either.
I don't really know. Like, I've never thought about like them just being here for like a reason. I mean, we're just, I don't know.
You know, now some Indian chiefs have been on record as saying those big X's are to tell humans, do not come here. You stay there. We stay here. Now, you ask some humans, you know, no, don't worry about it, man. If they don't want you there, they'll escort you out.
Well, you'd have to think
So,
how the indigenous people were. They were really respectful. So of course they would tell white man that meant stay out of there. They didn't want you in the woods.
no, they would tell their kids that.
Well,
So,
there's
yeah,
a lot of different stories. There's
I
stories
know. So,
there's
what
good
story's
stories
right?
and then there's bad stories. It depends on which tribe you ask. And if you didn't want your kids running out and stuff, out of the teepees and running off, you probably would tell everybody that they were, there was a big hairy man might eat your kids, or just to leave them alone, or I don't know. I mean,
Now,
but
here in
again, you have good Bigfoots
Appalachian,
and bad Bigfoots, so I guess it just depends on
yeah,
your experience.
you're right. Now, here in Appalachian, the Appalachian Mountains, the Appalachian Trails, we have the wild man. Yeah, I can never say it. I know it's my
Oh, you're saying
southern
it right.
dialect.
There's just two ways to say it. Just depends.
So, but they have seen wild man. We're talking a man that is naked, that lives in the wild. We're talking like the hills have eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that's what we're talking about.
There's a lot of people on a lot of different
So,
substances out here doing
but
that sort of thing.
now that brings up a different perspective. But I'll tell you what. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a new edition of Paranormal and Cryptid Rabbit Holes, brought to you by Western Kentucky Bigfoot Paranormal Investigations, LLC, by Don Widener. Thank you, sir. A very interesting topic, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting. Yeah, Crazy Witch, we each have her own. Samantha, Truth to Sonya. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she's not. The boogeyman. I mean, look at Candyman. Was that a true story or not? Who knows? Scarborough, while others thinks it's a welcome sign, X, LOL, is not. It says do not enter. So, the wood booger. I mean, yeah, there's different names for him. But, the thing, though, is that, there are things out there, ladies and gentlemen, that exist that we do not want to know they exist, and people have encountered them, and they are messed up for life, haven't they, Sonya? Are you there?
Yeah, sorry.
I didn't know if you froze or not.
But like I can't hear you now.
You can't
I don't
hear
know
me.
what happened.
Testing. Can you hear me now? All right, she's
Let's
gonna
see if
try
we
to
can hear
put
you now.
yes, wood booger. But it's it's weird. So, and people, trying to come out and tell about their encounters, and they get made fun of. And I don't like that, right? Because they need a place to vent. They need a place to, expel what they saw and get it off their chest instead of hold it all up inside, and it messes them up. Now, I never laugh at anybody with whatever story or encounter they come to, because at over the years, at this juncture, at this point, I do not know what to believe in. I have seen fairies been recorded, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I can tell you beyond a reasonable doubt that this was not AI, CIG, whatever type of technology or program you want to call it. There's no way in heck this guy over in England with his kids would do this off his cell phone. That's how credible this guy is. So, but there are things out there that countries believe in these elves or gnomes, and they will build highways around these rock structures because they live there.
Yeah, the
Now,
fairies. Yeah, they
yes.
have
Now
little.
tell me
They
about
take them.
that.
They have little ceremonies and everything, and they have like superstitions, like you don't go and do certain things. Like you never go in the fairy rings. The big circle of mushrooms. There's little. They have
Oh,
little
great.
houses and stuff, and little
Yeah.
doors and stuff that they say they leave them gifts. Uh, they have like certain traditions, like if you catch a glimpse of one, you get like a wish or something. It's like I don't know. There's a lot of different. They have a lot of different.
But that's what I'm
I don't know,
saying.
but
When
I
people tell
love
me
that.
something, every time I draw a line in the sand, girl, and I'm saying I'm not going to budge from this line, no matter what nobody tells me, I end up erasing that line and I move it forward. I'm like, how can I not believe this person?
Well,
Because of what somebody tells me or what I saw.
how can you not be open-minded to somebody when they're like, you can tell when a person's genuinely telling you something. I believe that. I believe that you can genuinely tell when somebody is telling you something that is true. That is a true story. It's just,
Yeah, but you got the ability to go jump in their mind and be like, "Hey, you're telling me that
well, not even. I mean,
you are so full of crap."
yeah,
You
but
got that ability. But an average person like me, we use certain signs to tell deception. Now, we know that mental illness is a virtue and an issue around this world, okay? Now, I understand that. But you can't tell me everybody that we come across of is a schizophrenic, it's got some crazy issues, or sees fairies out of nowhere. I mean, come on. And yes, Scarborough, I do believe in fairies, and I said it twice on record. Yes. I mean, there are
yeah.
things out here that I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that does exist. Now, when I have seen videos that people are working with creatures, I don't know what else to call them, to work against good, and now you have a company, which I'm not going to name because I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube, that's trying to open up a portal. And it's like, good gracious, here we go. We're playing the God factor again. You're trying to make the God particle. I mean, so go ahead.
They've already opened up. I mean, there are already portals open, and they're just, yeah.
You said it. I
A
didn't.
lot of people believe that this shift. I will say it. A lot of people believe that this shift that we have came into, not only is it just the age of Aquarius, but during this age of Aquarius, they have opened up. What is that? What's the name of that machine? The CERN machine. That's right. Yeah.
So
Yay.
yeah. So allegedly they cracked the door. So yes.
No,
That's
Chris
what you're
here,
saying.
right next door to me.
So
I
I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. It is a rabbit hole. I do not have answers. Believe what you want to believe in. Believe in whatever faith you want to believe in. Believe in whatever biblical reference you want to believe in.
believe
When the Euphrates River is running dry and it states it in writing, and now you hear moans and
But
groans from the riverbeds, and I mean
but
that stuff is wild.
do you believe in manifestation? So if I wrote
Yes,
a
I do.
story, so are
Yes,
we
I do.
manifesting? Are we manifesting this? Are
We
we
could be.
manifesting revelations because we know about it? And everybody knows about
Well,
it, whether you want to believe
we
it or
supposed to be
not.
living
People,
in Revelations for the past 300 and something years. So yes, we could have.
well, again, our
So,
timeline doesn't meet up with our calendar, and their calendar doesn't meet up with our timeline.
but
And who
God said
and
Jesus will come like a thief in a night, though, in the night, right?
yeah, I mean, yeah.
So, and that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. And
The
Scarborough says he's actually filmed the fairies a couple of times over the past few years, and I believe you.
mhm,
You
yeah.
have no reason to lie to me. You have brought stuff to light, Scarborough, that I would never fathom. I mean, yes. Different kinds of portals, yes, I believe that. I never forget the story that you told me about one of the portals.
There are different kinds of portals. There are. Like I believe that 100%. Like that's why I believe one of the portal that I have here, that it's like I don't know, like I wouldn't, like just a naturally occurring portal, not something that you would open up yourself. I think that's the difference in when you open up a portal yourself, you don't exactly, it's like a Stargate. You don't exactly know where it's going to open up, or you don't know where it's going to open up to. I mean, the universe is vast. There
Well,
are so
see,
many places that.
and that's the thing. And now, Gigi, what the fairies look like is exactly what the movies portray them to look like. Yes.
Mhm.
Coolest reviews. Hello, welcome to the show. Welcome to the
Fairies
rabbit hole.
fairies
So,
actually camouflage themselves as like dragonflies and things.
yes, they do.
Yeah,
Yes.
so they use camouflage just like
Good
anything
night,
else.
Lady Wolf.
Good night,
Make
Lady
sure and
Wolf.
hit replay. But now, when it comes to Sasquatch, right now we have a lot of encounters to where people will re-encounter that they see a flash of light, or they will see like a lightning bolt, like try to like a camera flash, and
Their
something will
eyes will do
happen.
that though. That their eyes, I think their eyes will do that. They when they flash their eyes, just when they're doing their eye shine thing, it's not just when it's just not just sometimes like a little flash of light. Like sometimes they can just like blind you, like with a flash that comes off of them. And I don't know if it's just their eye shine or just the energy they're emitting, or if they're cloaking. And I know that's what you're getting at. But a lot of the times the eye shine and the flash of light is the same color, and it resonates like that blue, yellow, or white, depending on the color of their eye shine. I don't know.
See, and that's another thing, eye shine with Sasquatch. You got different colors. Now, does different colors mean different things? Or are they like humans because we have different color eyes?
I think it could be like humans because we all have different color eyes. We all have different color auras. I think that has a lot to do with our own internal energies in ourselves.
Scarborough. Humanoids
Good
and
night, Crazy
also
Witch.
orbs are like fairies. So what is really interesting, I have a paranormal group over in UK. He has actually taken orbs in homes. Not dust, ladies and gentlemen. Not water particles. Actual 100% orbs, and blow them up on a large screen, and you can see faces. Now, we're not talking about paranormal, not paranormal. What's that term again? I never can think of it. Where you see faces and stuff.
Oh, delete. Oh, it says
I say it all the time, and I can't even think of it. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Terry. Thank you. Why would Terry say make me say we? I always say we in French. Yes. But Sonya and I, we think something else. But it's another story. But anyway, it's not that. It's a never mind. Unbelievable. But anyways, it's a turn where people see things that are not there, and they see faces that are not there. Paradoria, thank you. Thank you, Samantha.
Yeah.
Samantha.
I was just telling somebody because a friend of mine was having he's been needing a cleanse, he thinks, and it's because he's seeing faces and everything. And I've been for the last week trying to convince him that it's normal for a lot of people to see the faces and everything. And he's like, no, he thinks he's being attacked demonically. And I think he's just.
Then just cleanse him.
Well,
Make
he
him
has
feel
to do
better.
the things. He has to do the advice I tell him to do to
Hey,
get the
in the
cleansing.
Father,
I mean,
the Son, and the Holy Ghost, I now hereby command all things, good and evil, from you, in the name of the Christ, the Lord, and the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, to rebuke him. I mean, make him feel good, even though that
well,
he
I
thinks that he may not perform the ritual, and that way himself can
well,
manifest positive
do you?
thinking.
Well, you have to do certain. If I tell you to do certain things to cleanse yourself, and you don't do those things, or
Then that's his fault.
that you're not going to listen,
Then it's his
and
fault.
you can't just like give it
No,
a
you
half a
can't.
go on. And so, like, I can't just like cleanse him enough to get him through the week or the first few days or the week or whatever. So for me, if he's not, I mean, you want to help people, but you can only help people so much until they have to help themselves, because they have to help
That is
themselves.
correct.
And with him, it's his own demons messing with him. I believe people's own demons are
That
like
goes
the only
back to
person.
manifestation.
Well, the only person that can really mess with you, if you really think about it in a certain light, is you. You're the only person that can mess with you to a certain extent. Who knows you
No,
better than anybody?
evil
You.
can mess with you.
Who? You. Well, it's your demons, though. Everybody carries
No,
their own demons.
Satan is
Yes.
real.
They're your demons. Do you believe in the Bible? And you want to say that because they say in the Bible that everybody's
I
born with their
believe
own
in a
demons.
higher power. I believe in good, so I believe in evil.
Well, then you should believe that evil. If you're good, then you also have evil in you.
I'm a sinner.
Well, you may believe that in yourself, but if that's the way you believe, then you have to believe if there's good in you, then there's evil in you too.
Yes, we all fall
And so
short.
the evil in you is the demons that you carry around, the demons that you carry behind you. The only person that knows you better than anybody else is you. Who knows how to frighten you better than anybody? You. When stuff starts demonically possessing you, it's mostly just you, and it uses your own fears because it knows you.
All right. Now, ladies
And
and
then you
gentlemen,
get, I'm not saying that's how you get demonically possessed, but that's how you open up yourself to demonic possession.
here is the definition of what a demon is. And I'm going to
Well, you
paste
can.
it right here. And there it is. A
Okay.
demon is an evil spirit or devil, especially one thought to possess a person or act. As a testimony in hell, he was possessed by an evil demon. Now,
That was an example, that last part you gave there, because in every culture there are evil demons, and demon just means evil entity, and so in itself.
I just blessed my computer. So, yes, let me wipe it down. So, but now I'm just saying, coolest reviews, interdimensional beings traveling through portals. Yes. Do I believe that we can time travel? Yes.
Yes.
Do I believe that people can remote view? Yes.
Yes.
Do I believe that people can astro project? Yes.
Yes.
I believe in all that. Do I believe that people can time bend? Yes. Do I believe in wormholes? Yes. Do I believe in black holes? Absolutely. So why not time travel?
Anything that we have thought of is it's like stories. Every story you've probably ever heard, whether it's true or not, has come from some facet of being true somewhere. All rumors come from some form of truth.
Scarborough. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt my love. Sorry. I apologize. That was rude. Scarborough says, believe we have guardian angels at all times. Yes, we do. That is a fact. Not only do we know that it is written in the Word of God, we also know that by psychics and mediums as well, correct?
Oh, me?
Yes, yes.
I know. Yeah, I guess, some people believe that, yeah.
Yeah, do you believe that?
I believe it too. I believe that we're all connected. The energy that protects me is me. It's my soul. It's my conscience. They're all 3 steps. That's why everything comes in threes. Everything.
I didn't say it didn't.
In threes, and you have like
certain
elements of yourself. I'm explaining
Do you believe in?
I
Do you
didn't say
believe in
you said
archangels?
that.
Do you believe in archangels?
I'm not sure.
You believe in a higher power.
I do believe in a higher power. I believe that I am
Okay.
the higher power. I believe that we are deities in ourselves.
So are you calling yourself
We
a
are.
god? Are you calling
I
yourself a
am.
god?
I am.
I know. That's a no-no. You can't be a
You can
god.
say that if you want. God just means higher power, and yes, I am a higher power.
All right, let's look up God.
God, if you want to say God, God has a true name in certain religions, in all religions. God is the universe. There is a God, and He is the universe. I am part of the universe, and He created me
No.
so. And God is an artist, and He thought so much of me that He gave me all of this so I could share it.
Okay.
So I could have it.
In Christianity and other religions, the creator and ruler of the universe and source
Yeah.
of all moral authority, the supreme being. So you are the supreme being of the universe.
Yeah. I'm part of the supreme being of the
No,
universe.
that's not the question.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Then yes.
you are the
It's
alpha
a shared
female.
energy. Shared energy is all connected. And if
Well,
we are all
who
connected
gave
with
that
the
to
energy, what do you mean? I'm connected with it. I am it. We are it.
Well, you said earlier somebody gave it to you.
As a gift, I mean,
There you go. You just said it. As a gift, it was
You
given
can
to
say
you.
what you want.
I'm just repeating
It
what
is.
you said.
If I am connected, if I was created to be a part of that energy, then it was given. I was given a line to it.
But you're not the
universe is
you're
God is
not
the
the
universe.
omega. You're not the one. You may be a
I
part
am
of it.
part. That doesn't mean, and so God is a higher power, and to that higher power and that connection that we all are.
So you're not God.
I'm not saying I'm the universe.
You
but
did.
God means higher power. I know the universe and God are two separate things to me.
All
God
right.
is a higher power created
Samantha
by
Luna. Now, did not call herself God?
I am God.
See, she just said it again.
I will say it over and over again. You're not listening.
That's wrong.
I don't care. You can think that it's wrong. That's your opinion, and that's why we all have it.
I believe in all possibilities, Luna says. Oh, bless your heart. You're going to on the truth. You're going to what on the truth, Terry? I want to know the truth.
It is the truth.
My
And you can't
phone
just
is-
sit around and think that one religion and one God is your God. Every religion has its God. Even and some people believe that Satan was a god. I mean, God just means higher power, and we're all connected to that higher power. I never said I was the universe. I'm connected to the universe. And universe and like that higher power and what the word God means. God just means everybody's a god. If you ask them, they all have different gods. It's their own deities, their own way of beliefs. And I myself am part of that connection to the universe.
I'm not saying you're not a part of the connection, but
I'm not saying that you're not saying that, but that you need to. You talked about history and the way you loved history. Well, nothing translates right. The word God in itself just means higher power. God is supposed to, and what people think their God is. But when you say God and somebody else says God, are you two talking about the same thing? Let's say that they're Muslim and they said God and didn't say Allah, they said God. Would you think that you two were talking about the same? I'm asking you a question. Why don't you answer mine?
My question was to you when I asked you was God. I said the Omega, the Alpha, the one and only.
God.
And you said yes.
I said I am God, and I never said Alpha Omega. You said that. I said I am God.
I asked you that.
And you could say, no, I know what you said. I heard what you said, and I answered what you said.
Scarborough, I'm not in any way a God, only human. That is correct.
We all can believe what
Gigi, I believe God created us. We're part of God. We're all back to God at some point. God made us of us in his image, is what is written.
No, man made God in his image.
I don't, we can question anything.
This is supposed to be about wormholes. We shouldn't be talking about religion because we could go all day with this. Because if you're a real history buff, you would know that the Christian Bible is not even complete. You can't even use it. They don't even get the man's name right. The man's name wasn't even Jesus. His name was Joshua, his real name. And people don't even.
We are part of the creation that was created by the creator who created us. That was there we go.
Exactly.
You agree with that?
I do.
Finally, some middle ground.
No. You see, you're trying to warp whatever you think into saying that I agreed with you. We can say it however you want to say it, but the universe is an artist, and the universe created us all as a piece of art, and we're all lucky enough to be here together, to vibe together, to learn together. That doesn't make me not a deity, a part of God.
So we know there's something above you, right?
God.
We know there's something above you then.
I already said that. You don't have to say it again?
No, I just want to make sure I understand. So now that brings us back to cryptids.
It's
So where do they play a role in all this? This is where I'm having problems. If they live alongside of us for all these hundreds and thousands of years.
Well, see, the difference between them and us is they've never had religion forced down their throat, and all these things forced down. So they are vibing naturally with the universe because they are vibing into the forest where all the energy is, because that's what the universe is created energy. So they're just, I don't know.
It's a mess. It is a mess. I mean, if you stop and think
about
about
it, needing
it's
exorcisms or things.
I mean, how does a portal, okay, so I can bring Scarborough on right now, and he can define his experience as a portal. He actually saw a portal on a abandoned brick wall of an abandoned structure when he was younger. Okay, and tell me if I'm telling it wrong, Scarborough. And he got curious and threw a soccer ball in there, and something popped out. Was like, what the hell? And I mean, it's wild. So, coolest reviews. A being who can pass through concrete yet touch a person. What could that be? You know what? I have no idea.
Again, well, you just said that Scarborough saw a portal on a concrete wall, a brick wall, and who's to say that you couldn't use a portal and go through concrete like that to touch you? So it could have been an interdimensional being. We're interdimensional beings. We just don't know it. We don't even use our brains. We are
10%.
I'm pretty
10%.
confident about it.
And Samantha, you're right. So what is that experience we're here for? What is the life lesson? So, we hear all this encounters with people gifting Bigfoot, good experiences, bad, slightly different, real active schoolyard on a Saturday. There we go. I was sort of right. It's been a while, Scarborough. But yeah, I mean, what are some of your all's questions about stuff like this? I mean, what are your all's takes? Where do you all stand? I mean, these are just some of the topics that people ask us, and we discuss amongst ourselves off the air. Different for each. It is different for each.
Yeah,
it really
everybody
is.
Everybody has their own test why they're here. I think some of us are reincarnated and chose to be here. I think some people are here on their first journey here. I think some are new souls. I think some are star seeds that are here to help man on their
what is a star seed for people that don't know?
A star seed is somebody who comes from a different planet who has come to help the human race, or maybe even just observe the human race. They're from other planets. They're just part of another planet and a way to observe the human race. And some of them, like I said, some of them are here to help, and some of them are here to observe. But they come from all different planets.
Coolest review. Some people are here to be punished. I do believe that.
I think if you're reincarnated and you don't learn your lesson, you don't learn your lesson that you're supposed to learn. You just get put back into a situation where you're just going to repeat the cycle. It's like purgatory. This place is like purgatory. It's just like if you you just sit around, trying to figure out what's going on, and if you don't figure it out, you get to come back and chill again. And then when you do figure it out, you get to come. You get to.
I mean, what do you think about that, though, girl? I mean,
well, the cryptids are here. I mean, who's to say that the Earth wasn't filled with so many cryptids? And I mean, they already talked about wiping out species of Bigfoot all over the earth. I mean, these things have probably just been here, and we just wiped them out. And then now that there's just very few of them left, we're calling them cryptid instead of extinct. Do you know that there are more extinct animals that we've wiped out on this earth than there are left on the earth?
I have no clue. After watching that video, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen of that item cloaking, and seen the movie Predator that I adore growing up.
Predator is my favorite alien. If he doesn't win, nobody wins. He's just like dee 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 dee, and that's respect. That's kind of the way that man has been taking every time there's like a big society. Every time it just don't work out, we just wipe out and start all over again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, is that what's
or
going to
we've
happen?
been wiped out? I think we just destroy ourselves to a point. I mean, you look at why, there's always reasons why these didn't work out. And mostly all these, like, people who weren't genocided, like people that weren't like, where people didn't come in on them and take everything they had and destroyed them, like the indigenous here in America and the Aztec, the Inca, what other, like, there's been so many civilizations wiped out when they were just vibing and doing their own thing. I don't know. It's just we're just not living right. The Indians were living right until they were genocided. They had a form of government that nobody can replicate. They had a way of life that was just beautiful, until the civilization got here and civilized,
So what do you think about the portal, though? What do you think about the portals?
I mean, I know the portals exist. Where did they go? I don't know. I mean, there's always the theories that some of the portals lead to the underground, the what do they call that? The underworld, that there's supposed to be a hidden world inside of Earth where a lot of these creatures supposedly come from, or that they can come back and forth from. And they dwell inside the Earth, because inside the Earth is supposed to be a lot like what they describe in Journey to the Center of the Earth, or in it, or those movies, like where there's a heat source or there's a power source. So, I mean, there's always that theory that could be that. I mean, I don't know. There was a scientist back in the 90s, I think, early 2000s, late 90s. He came in and he worked for NASA for years, and this is like 2000 something. He worked for NASA for years, and they had this big discussion on portals, and he said that there had been portals. We had like a Stargate system that we got from Egypt during World War II or something, or World War I or something like that, that they knew about, and they went in and took it. Or maybe that was even during a different war. I might be misspeaking. I apologize. Don't listen to me. But he talked about there being portals, and that they had been using these portals, and some of the portals portaled them to Mars, that they'd been going to Mars back and forth from Mars to Earth for years. That wasn't nothing new, and that some of the portals you could get in certain states, and it would take you across the country. And he talked about these portals just popping up all over the place, and he said they're everywhere.
Well, now we're talking like Star Trek. Beam me up, right?
Right, or with Stargate, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we don't know. We go back into quantum physics, and like, why was quantum
entanglement?
Physics right? Well, why was somebody that's so smart? Quantum physics at the time. You think about quantum things. You think about the scale outside of like what you think your mind can understand anyway. Why were they so interested in it? Why is it so interesting? Why would you even be studying it if it didn't exist? Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, it does.
It's just like, why would it even exist if it didn't exist? And because we thought about it in our minds, like abracadabra, speak what you create what you speak. It is done.
Well, it's like Dave says, the hollow Earth theory, and they flew across the North Pole.
That's it. The Hollow
Yeah.
Earth, yeah. And I couldn't
Hmm.
think of what it was called. Yeah. And there's supposed to be openings in Antarctica. There's supposed to be 2 openings, I think, in California. One in the Grand Canyon. Um, there's all over the Appalachia. And a lot of them, again, run with the cave systems. And a lot of the people that go missing run with the cave system. A lot of the Sasquatch sightings run with the cave systems. But again, a lot of the cave systems run with the mountains. I mean, is it all linked? Yes. How is it all linked? Not quite sure. We're getting there. You know,
Laurel
we
says
gotta
hello.
talk. Hi, Laurel. We got to discuss it all. You know, like to find out the real answers to any of this stuff, we're gonna have to just come up with all the questions and all the things. And my opinion on like where we come from as people, well, it doesn't matter because we don't know. It's just a theory.
It is, Dave, and I
Our
do
theory
believe
on
with
our
you.
religion, our
And Sonya said that earlier that most of our history has been lost. And I do believe that. And I do
we've been
believe
lied
that
to.
certain people have suppressed it and kept it from mankind. And so,
Well, we're in the age of truth. We're in the age of this. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a truth seeker. We are in the age of wisdom. We're in the age of truth. We are here to open up ourselves as the people that we're supposed to be, and that's why a lot of us are here. And even if you think about like what apocalypse is or what revelations or you know what that really means is to start new. The old has to die for us to start new. And what's really the biggest problem in the whole world is sins of our fathers. The things that we have learned from the people before us that we just thought were right, and us just following blindly to the people that we thought taught us right because we didn't have our own way of thinking.
Dave, you're right. Back in 1947, that is correct. So,
Yeah.
Terry is agreeing with you. I never disagree with her. I'll make her stop and question herself.
I don't have to question myself.
I
I'm
do.
pretty like I'm open-minded enough to know that I question everything. So to question myself is already a given. I don't know. I'm growing every day, so I don't know. You know, I don't really know anything for sure, but I know what I know from the level that I'm on, and that's the only way I can put that. The
Now,
level that I
ladies and
vibe at.
gentlemen,
Like, I get my information from somewhere,
and where do you get it from?
from that energy
What
that's
energy?
in all the energy that resonates in me. It's just, I don't know how else to explain it. It's just,
Is it good energy or bad energy?
I guess that resonates in me. I guess it just depends on my mood.
Well, I do not want to see her
I,
bad side. So, anyway.
to come to Earth to think that I'm such a high vibrational being that I never have a bad day is BS. I'm going to have a bad day. I'm going to get mean. I'm going to not to throw hands or catch a charge.
And that's the beautiful thing about me having power is I can mute her and we don't have to listen to it. But I love her and I'm not going to do that to her again.
I was like, the host has me muted. I was like, what?
But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is what our show is about. Anything and everything when it comes to cryptid and paranormal. What rabbit hole? What dimension? What theory? What path? So where do you want to go? What direction? You know, it's endless. Yes, Scarborough, I got a kick out of it. Well, I get a mouthful after I let you all go. Yes, please save me. I never tried holy water on her yet, or crucifixes, but
You better, may the force be with you.
yeah, right. Amen. But really, this is what our show's about. So she has abilities, I do not. So she has a lot of insight and see things and do things that I am not able to. But we wanted an outlet for people that can come together and not be worried about what you think or what people think about what you think about, if that makes any sense. It's an open forum.
Yeah.
Not only is it an open forum, I will be more than happy, both of us, be loved to have you as a guest on the show throughout our show to have you to have your own theory live, like we are discussing, so you can talk to other people. Scarborough knows all about it. He comes on live from time to time. Ain't that right, Scarborough? I will send you
Yeah,
the link to come on.
Yeah, that would be
You
cool.
know, so you don't have to sit here and type, and that way you can debate. You know, only thing I ask is be respectful, be open-minded. You know, that's the one thing I ask. Respect everybody. You know, we may not agree to disagree, right? The old saying. Terry Barker, 1902, yes. Good not to be the lone wolf trying to be heard, acknowledged. You're right, Scarborough. And that's what it's all about. You know, we are. And
I tell you that all the time, that it
it
feels so
is.
good to be heard, and it feels so good to be seen, and just felt like that somebody was listening to you, and they believe you when you were speaking, and that they were genuinely, and that they genuinely want to hear your story. And I genuinely love people's stories. Like,
And Dave, you're right.
like,
We only are aware of the world around us. We only don't even can fathom what is not even around us, but what is in our oceans that are in what's that deep trench? I forgot the name of the trench that's miles and miles and miles deep that we cannot even go down to. I can't think of it. And I would, if nobody would,
Sub-Atlantic Trench or something.
yeah, if nobody would ask me, I would tell you right away, but I'll bring it up.
If you hadn't said that, I would have told you.
I
I could have told you. It's like Sub-Atlantic Trench or something. I don't know.
Something, but yeah, but
right.
you know, and that's what's sad. And
Sea Quest.
yes.
Quest.
Scarborough's just named it. There you go. It's right there. Yeah, Dave said it too.
No, yeah, that's it.
Laurel, you can come on live. You don't have to show your face, Laurel. Yes, that is right, Samantha. Everybody knows the trench. But that's what I'm talking about. You know, coolest reviews. You're right. You know, that's the thing though, is that, you know, it's not a taboo to come in here and speak with your mind and say, hey, you know, is this a possibility? Because, you know, when I first met Sonya didn't believe in certain things. Let's not say believe, let's say understand certain things around her. Okay, she was not aware, and now she's like, whoa. No way. Now she's exposed to other people.
Like what?
In the realm.
Well, yeah, I mean, what you call things. Like, I mean.
Yes, that's what I'm referring
like the name of things.
Name of things, the structures, you know, just things that you were not aware what they were called, or in other people that encounter the same things and have the same experiences. And that's what the community is about. It's not who's right and wrong, whoever has the biggest ego, because that is out with me. Okay, if you got an ego, you have no place here on my show or in my chat. Sorry, I ain't gonna cut it. I'll boot you. I'll ban you. I never banned anybody. I never booted anybody but one. And that was Google AI. That freaked me out that night. Yeah. So, but yeah. But we do want to hear your encounters. We do want to hear your theories. You know, so the next show, somebody had a recommendation for a show. I will do that on another show because we have a Demonology Today show, which I'll be more than happy to discuss that topic. But on this show is Paranormal and Cryptid Rabbit Holes. So next show, hey Shailene, golly, where have you been? My Lord, gives me some flies. About time. I'm glad somebody gave me something besides a hard way like Sonya does. Yeah.
I have tonight. I've been argumentative.
I didn't hear a word she said, so I love it. I wish I could do this in real life.
You can.
She's smiling. Dave, the government does not want the public knowing things exist. No, they don't, and that's a sad thing. But we got to be careful on the YouTube platform because they really do monitor that a lot. So there's certain keywords we cannot say. You have to Google those, so we got to be careful. But other than that, man, it's free reign. What topics you wanted to explore next week? Anything in mind, Sonya?
I don't know. I'm gonna, like, this week. I had such a busy week. Like, I didn't have a really good chance to prepare for this. Like, I think we came up with it like Sunday or something, and so I didn't get to go down like a lot of like
Well, I wanted a
Like
broad topic tonight. I wanted to hit like a bunch of stuff, you know.
Well, we did. We definitely did
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I didn't have anything like specific, like picked out. I don't think. I mean, besides, I mean, like the portals thing. Like, I mean, we covered that a lot because that, like, me and my neighbor was talking about the portals tonight, and just
Well, we'll figure something out. But
Yeah.
you know, but we want y'all to chime in.
he would be a fun person to have on the show one night too. My neighbor, he's got some stories.
Dave, you can come on the show anytime. I'll send you the link. I'd love to have you on the show, chit chat. So yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, Sonya, psychic medium, paranormal cryptid rabbit holes. All about her in the show, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. We'll see where next week takes us. But no, we do not argue in real life. I was just giving her a real blast because I know how to hit her button sometimes to get her going.
Did he say he's going to hit me?
No, absolutely not.
I was
That's all I
kidding.
mean.
Oh, that was woo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
witty.
from coast to coast and around the world, this is Grizzly and she laughed.
Sonya.
Yes. So hopefully y'all have a good night, and hopefully we touch a couple of things and everything for everybody. And you know, open up your minds, think about it, question a lot more. Laurel, I know you're open-minded.
Question everything.
But we'll see you next week, and everybody take care and God bless, and we'll talk to you soon and be safe. All right, we'll see you guys.
Good night,
Love
y'all.
you. Good night.
It's a grizzly.
Should we get out of here?
No. We're gonna watch and listen.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, shit, should we run?
No.
Action.
It's a grizzly.
Oh, should we run?
Okay. It's a grizzly.
Are you sure it's not a chipmunk? Action. No, I'm out of here. Action.
It's a grizzly.
I'm out of here.
Huh. Maybe it is a chipmunk. It's a grizzly.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. We're just gonna sit here and listen and watch.
Let's get out of here, maybe.
Fall!